Hello, welcome. If you are new here, my name is Darlene, and I guess this would be the third part in my Getting Organized series. You have been very positive in the comments and really enjoying the whole process of getting organized again, and I talk a little bit about my pantry, my freezers, and all of that in those videos, so you can go back and see them if you want. But it's just one of those things I find when you're organized, it just makes it easier for, you know, coming up with a game plan to figure out what's for dinner. And I think part of the reason why I wanted to have a freezer inventory, because there were so many times where I would go down to my chest freezer and I'd like be hanging halfway in it, my feet up in the air, you know, and you're looking for that one package of ground beef that you thought you had, and it turns out you don't have any, and you're like, well, what am I gonna make now? And that was one of the reasons why I started doing a freezer inventory. It's changed over the years, and now I'm just trying to create, you know, a new system with the freezers and the space that I have now. And you know, last week what I was able to do was to have everything pretty much, you know, almost empty, and I was able to come up with a good organization system for my little notebook that does my freezer inventory, so that was there. I haven't looked at it since last week, and we're also in that lovely time in September where it's kind of chilly in the morning and you're thinking about, you know, oh, maybe I should make some soup today. Then about 10 o'clock, you know, the sun's getting pretty hot, and we've had a lot of humidity the past couple of, you know, week and a half, and you're closing everything up, you're putting the air conditioning on. You don't want to be standing over a hot stove and having the oven and everything going, so we're trying to use our barbecue, we're trying to take advantage of our air fryer and just keep meals kind of really simple. So I've been able to use up even more stuff from the freezer, so I'm going to update all of that today. And I find for me, now this could be for, you know, this could be if you work all week, you know, it could be like Friday night or Saturday whenever you go to do your grocery shopping. But I find like usually Tuesday, Wednesday is when I like to do it. I like to see what bread I have, to see if there's anything that I need to use up. Is there anything that I can throw in the freezer for another night? And I also want to take a little look at the produce that I have. And for me, my fridge needs to be kind of reorganized a little bit, just because we're at that strange time of the year. You know, in the summer months we do a lot of barbecuing, salads, we keep things really different. But where I live in Ontario, Canada, once the cooler weather comes, we cover up our barbecue and we don't see it again until the snow melts in the spring. So we definitely change the way that we eat. Our Thanksgiving is in the middle of October, so there's going to be more sales for, you know, baking products, a lot of pantry items, so I want to be aware of that. And I also need to get some more meat going on, so I'm going to do a little bit of that today, and also come up with a little bit of a strategy of a game plan. I like to have a plan, but I also know that it needs some wiggle room, because, you know, when I sit down and say this is, you know, I get my groceries, I have my meal plan, I think this is what the week is going to look like, it never goes that way. And I like to have a little bit of a strategy, and I think today is a really good, you know, kind of the way that I meal plan and, you know, make dinners. Some nights I don't want to cook at all, I want to pull something from my freezer. Some nights, you know, I want to make something from scratch. Some nights I want to use convenience and make something from scratch. And it really is all about that balance, because some days I want to cook and some days I don't, and the best way to get dinner on the table is to be organized for all of that. So let's head into the kitchen and see what I'm trying to get organized today, and come up with a little bit of a game plan so I can get dinner on the table every night for my family. So today I looked at all the bread that I have, and I put a little bit of it in the freezer that we used it, but we're not going to use it in the next couple of days, and it's fine to put it in the freezer and it'll help us out. So I did buy a large package of these hamburger buns, and there's 2 left. So I'm putting them into individual Ziploc bags and adding them to my freezer inventory. And then last night I made quesadillas, and there's some of these left. So I'm actually going to use these for dinner tomorrow night to clean some things out of my refrigerator. And we also got this massive jar of pickles at Costco, Famous Dave's sweet and spicy pickle chips. This would be great at the beginning of summer. They're great on cheeseburgers, but I didn't even know how many was in here because it's such a big jar. So I cleaned these out into a smaller container to make a little bit more room in my fridge. So let's take a little peek at the fridge and see what I'm working with too. The fridge has just gotten away from me. I have like my normal milk and orange juice and coffee cream. These were leftover quesadillas from last night. I kind of broke them up into lunch servings and all of that. yogurt, cottage cheese, sour cream, all of this kind of stuff. I went to Costco, I got sour cream, cottage cheese, so I need to get organized with that this weekend. We're still working a lot on condiments, just because I've been trying to like have less sugar, so I bought a lot of the G Hues. We bought a bunch of like different dips and all of that from Costco. So I still need to keep working on those, and then also clean out a lot of the salad dressings and condiments. So I should be making a little bit of a fridge inventory too, to see what I kind of need to clean up, because I think there's more like pickle stackers and that here. So I should be kind of getting organized, and it might not hurt to have like another some burgers or something. I don't know, I have to see because I don't have any. But anyways, when I went to Costco, I got a package of chicken flings. We ate half of them, and this is the other half here. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna use these tomorrow night with the wraps and just make chicken wraps. That is the container of pickles. There's all the yogurt, strawberries, grapes. I have some lettuce here too that I used on the weekend, so we're gonna put that in with the wraps with the chicken and the tortillas and all of that. And then when I went to Costco, because we were looking for couches, and anytime I'm in the city, I always want to go into Costco to get a few things, and they had the soups. So they had the chicken tortilla soup, the cheddar broccoli, and then they also had the butternut squash ravioli. I love this, and they only have this out certain times of the year. So I need to get the expiry dates on these to see, you know, how long they're gonna last, and then also, you know, it's a quick, easy dinner to use these. And then I also got this cheese. It's Harvest Spice. I also need to clean out my produce drawer a little bit. There's some things in here that I thought I was going to use that I didn't, so I can break them down to help, you know, get dinner on the table a little bit quick. My cheese drawer has also kind of all of a sudden accumulated. I didn't have a lot of it, but I've just been picking up some of the shredded cheese to make, you know, some things a little bit easier, and I need to start getting this organized again. It's just gotten away from me, and that's the thing, like when you're just kind of picking things up here and there, you don't even realize what you have. So I need to get a good inventory with this, and I just don't know if this is where I want to keep my cheese. I really think that I might kind of use this. I have some peppers, celery, cream cheese. I have some sausages that I use at lunch, so I need to get all of this organized too. But I'm gonna put the buns in the freezer, and then we're gonna update our freezer inventory. And this is really all I've been kind of working on this morning. Is I went through all of the flyers. I kind of wrote down what I thought would interest me at the different stores, and then I just went back and I highlighted what is a really good price after kind of comparing the stores. So I have that, a couple of recipes that I want to kind of, you know, have close by. And now here is the freezer inventory. So we're just gonna kind of update it. So the freezer meals, I didn't use any of these at all, so everything there is good. The beef, I do know that we used up one package of steak. So I still have another package of steaks left, and I think that would be a really good dinner because I have the container of potato soup. So like a loaded baked potato soup with steak on the side, I think would be a really good dinner. I still have those 3 shredded, like they're just things I picked up at Walmart. M&M sells them here in Canada too, but they're just like the steaks, and you put them in the fry pan and they all come apart, and they're great for like Philly cheesesteaks. And then I just have a couple of packages of ground beef, so I definitely need to get some more of that. The chicken tenders, I finished them off one night. That's why I picked the hamburgers buns up for. I cooked them, and I used like this hot honey barbecue sauce that I got from Costco, and then last night I finished them up with the chicken quesadillas, so I can stroke that completely off. I know now that all I have is one whole chicken, and what I do with that is I cut the spine out of it and I flatten it, and then I just cook it in the oven. Usually we'll use it for dinner that night, and then the rest I'll probably make broth with it in a soup. That's what I did last time. And then I have like some processed chicken parmesan from Costco, so I definitely need chicken. And I haven't done anything with any of the pork. That's all there. And then we finished up the breakfast hash one night. That was really, really good. And then I've also used some of these sausage packages, so I'm going to take that all off. But then today I added 3 English muffins, so that would be really great because we have the sausage round, so that will be on the weekends, like when I make breakfast on the weekends. And then I had a half a loaf of the apple bread. I used it to make French toast one day, so now I just froze the other half, and then that will be really nice on the weekends too, just to make a little bit of French toast, maybe some scrambled eggs or home fries or bacon or whatever. It's just something different on the weekends, and I can just pull it out. And then the single hamburger buns, the 1 and the 2, so I know that there's 2 of them there. So say on the night that we have the steak and the soup, our son doesn't like that, his sensory texture issues, I can take one of these hamburger buns and then make him a nice steak sandwich, and then maybe cut a potato up and you know, throw it into the air fryer, and then he has some potatoes, a nice sandwich, and then maybe some grapes or something on the side. So I'm just gonna go ahead and update all of this. So then this is just kind of odds and ends. We went to Giant Tiger on the weekend, and then I picked up, they had like frozen French fries on for $2 a bag, so I picked up 2 bags. I threw a couple of them in the air fryer last night to go on the side with the quesadillas. So I kind of know what I have. And then I just have 1 package of classic sausage, and that's really great for me for lunch. I just can mix it up with my cottage cheese, put a little bit of some kind of sauce on it. It's just a nice high protein lunch. And then the garage freezer, I haven't used anything from here, but and that garage fridge, like the top part of our fridge freezer, that could go at any time because it's, I think it's over 25 years old. I do have a very large package of ribs, and that's one of the things, if I buy something bigger like that, I'm gonna have to break it down to fit the freezer space that we have. The stuffing, I'll probably use that at Thanksgiving. And then this stuff here, a lot of this is just kind of the sausages, so that's kind of quick sheet pan dinners, and then also using it for my lunches. And then that is all we have. So what I'm gonna do right now, and then I'm just gonna go over this right here, and then I am just gonna quickly come up with a kind of what I have for meals that I can use in the next little while. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get the dates for those soups so I know exactly when I need to use them. Okay, so I just have a loose piece of paper here, and I just put Costco stuff. So the 2 soups are good until like the end of November, and I just put 1, 2. And then the squash ravioli is November the 3rd. Now, the thing about this is, like, my husband was like, what's the dates on it? What's the dates on it? And I said, it's a while, or I can freeze them. But I don't know, like, for November the 24th, the 25th, would you freeze them or would you leave them? Because obviously there's additives in them. So the chicken tortilla soup, I think that's going to be more for myself for lunches, and usually I put sour cream in it, but what I can do is I can blend up some cottage cheese to put that in, just to kind of increase the protein. But I didn't really look at the labels on this, but I'm not doing that today, but it just gives me some options. And then I was thinking, like, too, have you, like, those chicken quesadillas that I have, like, would those freeze good? Like, I think so, because I've bought in like ones that were pre-made and frozen, like I know Costco sells them. So that's something else that I could do is like on the night with the chicken tortilla soup that we have it, like I was actually gonna have one of the soups last night, but it was just too hot. But that's something else that I can make ahead and then pull them out and then use them as a side, or like our son really likes them. And then for the cheddar broccoli soup, there's 2 of them. So the one I want to like make like just a single loaf of bread to go with it on a nice chilly day. But last week, I think it was last Monday and Tuesday, like it was still kind of cool before it got hot. I roasted a chicken, and then the next day I made like a nice chicken soup with it, and I made these copycat Red Lobster cheddar bay biscuits. They were actually not bad, but I found they needed just a little bit more kind of like herbs and spice in them. But I will link this down below. It was pretty easy to make. So I think like one night I can make these with that soup, and then one night make a loaf of bread. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and take what I have here and just quickly come up with some meals that I can make using what I have in my freezer inventory. So I just quickly kind of look through my pages, and then so I have a whole chicken, I can roast it, and then I can make a sandwich for our son with that hamburger bun, and then the next night I can make soup, and that would work out. And then one night for dinner I can do the potato soup and the steak. I want to do that while it's still kind of barbecue season, so that'll probably be in the next few days. And then I have the bun for our son, and then I also have a small container of chili, and what I can do with that is make like a hamburger helper chili macaroni for our son, and that would probably give him 2 meals. So on the second night when I go to do the chicken, he can have the homemade hamburger helper. And then I also have some ground pork from HelloFresh, and he won't like this because he just wouldn't like this because it's kind of spicy, and I can make these chili garlic pork noodles. This was a HelloFresh, and the chili garlic sauce. I have some sauce from the G Hughes. I have that I can use. I always pretty much have peppers, and then vegetarian oyster sauce. I can use hoisin sauce because I already have that, and then celery and all that. So I can kind of like make it my own, but this kind of gives me an idea. And then shredded steak, so I can do that with, I just have to get buns, but I can do sandwiches and fries. And then the sweet potatoes are going on for 99 cents a pound, so those will probably start being staples. And then I just do them in the air fryer in the oven. And then I have 2 packages of ground beef, so I found a recipe for homemade hamburger helper. I like this because it serves 4. It uses 1 cup of uncooked macaroni. I do need to get beef broth, and I do have a lot of cheddar cheese, so that will kind of work together. So I can make that. And then I also have 1 more container of ground beef, and I want to make a meatloaf with mashed potatoes. And then I do know that I have 1 can of cream corn left. You'll see that in my last video. And then the ribs, I want to make my mom's recipe. I already picked up a jar of the chili sauce, so I can share that with you. And then we also have a donair kit out there. I think I might need like tomatoes or peppers or something to go with it. And then I do have a box of chicken wings, so all I have to do is pick up a salad kit, and then that will make a really quick and easy dinner. So the other thing I like is because I'm a visual person, and I'm going to put this on the fridge, and that way I can refer to it. The recipes will be right behind it. But the other thing that I like is that sometimes my husband will look at it and say he looks at it and he goes, oh, meatloaf. And I'll be like, okay, tonight would be a great night to make meatloaf. And then it's something, when you're looking forward to kind of dinner, I find it helps me stay on track too, where I'm like, no, I don't want to spoil my appetite, or I'm really excited about dinner. It's just one of those things that kind of helps me, with my eating and not snacking and all of those things. It's been working the past couple of months, so I really enjoy that. So anyways, we're just gonna go ahead and put these on the fridge. I just have one of those hooks there, and then I keep it all here, and I like it. I can quickly take it down, find the recipe. I know some people don't like to have stuff on the refrigerator, but it's all organized and it works really, really well. And this will also kind of say, oh, look at everything that I can make. I don't need to go to the grocery store right away. I also need to get like a little basket or something. So I have like this here. There's a whole bunch of recipes and everything in here too. Like broccoli cheddar soup. I don't know. Sometimes it's just quicker to just have it purchased and everything. But some of my pancake recipes. And then HelloFresh, I use it here and there. Some of the recipes I really do like. So I should go through these and kind of like figure out the size and kind of write it down on my own. Like easy pork ragu, this uses like ground pork, but I do have some spaghetti sauce, but that's where I got that other like chili garlic pork noodles or something like that. So I should have like a 3-ring binder or something too to punch holes in these. I got rid of a lot of them, but all of their recipes are online, and that's another thing that you can do. Like I can go to HelloFresh and look at on the menu. I don't have to order it, but it can also give you like different dinner inspiration. The recipes are there, or it can give you an idea, and then you can go to Google and then find a recipe that works for the ingredients and everything you have. And it's just another way to kind of get creative and sometimes make something that you don't normally make. And last week you would have seen just, I don't think it's a bad thing to kind of have an inventory of the canned products, because I'm kind of trying to keep everything on one shelf. So like I said, I know that I have 1 can of cream corn left, and it'll probably be going on sale. So if I use that, then I'll probably pick up like maybe 2 or 3 more to kind of have beans, tomato soup. Like I have cans of chicken broth, but I don't have the container, so that's really good. I have a lot of rotel, so I need to find some recipes for that. So I kind of need to figure some things out. So I have like a cream of chicken, a cream of bacon. The cream of chicken, I usually have like a recipe that I make with like rice and onion soup mix, and then I could put broccoli with it. So that's something I'll share with you. But this was one of the things that I made last week was my needs. So I definitely know that I need bacon, ground beef, chicken breast, chicken thighs, the thin chicken breast and all of that. And I didn't write down ground chicken or turkey, but I definitely need some of that. So we're just gonna put these back in our little slots, and then I'll update them as I need to, probably next week. I'm not gonna look at this again until next week. So today I just quickly went through just with the, what is it, the Flip app or whatever on my phone. So Walmart, the sweet potatoes, they have skinless, boneless chicken thighs, $7.97 a pound. I don't even know if that's a good price. They have the sausages that I buy, they're $5.47 a pack. It's a 4-pack, which is good, but sometimes I only want like 1 or 2 sausages if I'm only making something for our son, so I can break them down. They do have the thin sliced chicken breast. It's a 5-pack, and $15.48 I think is like the price, and then you kind of see what the weight is and then you can kind of figure it out. But I think that No Frills has these on for a better better price, sorry. So Food Basics, the Habitant soup is on for $1.88. I always like to have a can of pea soup and a can of the vegetable soup. Bacon is on for $2.98. That's a really great price. So I could pick up like 2, 3, 4 of them, throw them into the freezer. Grapes. They have these ginger gold apples, 77 cents a pound. I thought maybe that might be good to pick up because I have cottage cheese, so I could put like cottage cheese and cinnamon, and then I have like some sugar-free caramel sauce, so that might be something too, like just something different at lunch. It might not be ideal, but it would be high like protein and crunchy and filling. But the Food Basics has the ground chicken and turkey for $5.99 a pound, and I wasn't sure if that was a really great price because years ago Food Basics used to have some really good sales, and they would have the container, like the packages on for $5. Those days are over. They also used to have, like, I remember they used to have chicken breasts would go on sale for $5 a package, and it would be like 2 chicken breasts and it would be perfect, but they haven't done that forever. But when I was looking at No Frills, their ground turkey and their ground chicken is $8 a package. So that's why I went and highlighted this. So I should pick up a couple of packages of this just to have. It's not something I use all of the time, but it's something I do want to have 1 or 2 of them in my freezer. And then at Metro, they have a 3-pound bag of Honeycrisp apples on for $2.99. They do have chicken breasts on for $4.77 a pound, but I don't really know if that's a great price because I got to kind of compare it to what I get all the time at Walmart. And then they also have sausages on for $4.99 a pound too, so I'm not really sure if that's a great price because I know that I can get 4 of them for $5.47 at Walmart, so I kind of have to compare the prices, so I have to put a little bit of work into it. But they do have the breaded chicken or turkey cutlets for $5.77 a pound. And lots of time, that's why I want those like thin sliced chicken breasts just to kind of do like shake and bake. But I can buy these already breaded and then do them in the air fryer, and I can like make something really quick and easy for our son. So I'm gonna, figure out what I want to buy. And then, Giant Tiger has a little bit of produce. The grapes are on for $1.44 a pound. So I think what I'll do is when I go to get my groceries, I'll do it all together and then kind of put a video up to share it with all of you. I know it's a little long, but it's just the whole process of getting organized, and then every week it'll get quicker and quicker. And I think this is just kind of a reference video to kind of share it all with you. So what I did is I went to the produce and got everything out. I washed it and I kind of organized it. So celery was on sale a couple of weeks ago for a really great price, but I don't use a lot of celery. So I kind of cleaned it all up. I took inventory of what I have. So I'm taking half of it and just dicing it up along with 1 green pepper. So what I'm going to do with this is use it for my spaghetti sauce. So whenever I go to make spaghetti, I just take out the ground beef. I'll have the canned products, and then I usually we'll slice up onion and then, some fresh mushrooms. And if I don't have fresh mushrooms, I can use a canned mushroom. If I don't have onions, I can use like the dehydrated one. So it's all about kind of having a little bit of a balance of fresh and then also stuff in the pantry in case you don't have it on a day when you want to make spaghetti sauce. I'm also figuring out these reusable bags. I got a package at Costco and I like them. It gives a variety of sizes, but there was one size I really, really liked, and they're full right now with strawberries. So I'll be using the strawberries in the colder months, and I'm taking the rest of the celery and I'm just kind of doing a larger chop because I think I'm going to use this for a pot roast. So that way, whenever I go to make the pot roast, all I have to do is take the bag out, throw it in with the carrots, the onions, whatever, and that is good to go. So I had to get a couple of the Ziploc bags, and the only ones I have is the large ones. So I definitely need to pick up some medium-sized ones. I know Costco has a really great price. I think they were on sale last time, but I don't know if I need the massive package that there is. I know that Walmart has them, so I should add that to like kind of my app order, because that's a really great time for somebody else to do all that running around the stores. Now I made a little bit of a boo-boo here. I wanted to slice this green pepper because I was going to use it for Philly cheesesteaks, because remember in the inventory I said that I had like those shaved steaks, so I wanted to kind of slice them, but that's okay. I'll just slice the onions and this will work. So this is in a really small little reusable bag, but it's going to fit in here. I just have to make sure that it is sealed properly. And then for the last one, I'm just taking a red pepper, a yellow pepper, and a green pepper. I'm dicing it up, and then I'm going to use this with the chicken sausage, the teriyaki pineapple chicken. Last week I would have shown with you that I got some pineapple that was on for 99 cents at the store, and then I use this for lunch. So whenever I go to do meal prepping, which I'm going to be getting back into, I'll share all of that with you. So I'm really trying to share with you the real process of as I'm doing it. And there's things I'm going to be using, and there's times I will share, and there's times that I won't, but it's just kind of taking the produce that I had, because honestly, I really bought some of this without really having a game plan. So if celery goes on sale, or I get the big package at Costco, I'll be like, what am I buying this for? Am I going to make chicken noodle soup? Can I cut it up and freeze it and make it work? I know sometimes the texture isn't the greatest, but I didn't want to go to the waste, and then when I need it, I don't need to go out and buy it. So we're just going to get everything sealed up here right now, and then I'm quickly just going to go ahead and add it into my inventory. And that's just one of the things, is if you do it as you go, it's a little bit easier. But I also want to make sure that I write it down, because sometimes you can kind of forget what you have, and that's exactly what happened right here. As I was putting it away, I remembered that I did have something else in my freezer, and I went ahead and added it to my inventory. Okay, so I added them in here, and underneath I had a reusable bag, and I'm like, oh, that's full of like chicken breast things from Costco, the frozen ones. So I added them to my inventory. So when we went to Giant Tiger looking for like the rug, that's when I got the chips. So I have a bag and a half there. And then they had these like panini pizzas, and my husband was like, oh, maybe you should grab a couple. I'm like, yeah, that'd be perfect, because I know with the chicken wings, and I don't know if our son would like the donair kit. That's just something I can quickly throw in the air fryer for him. Not something I use all of the time, but you know, it's just something different, and he really likes them. And then I just put like fruit on the side with him. And then I also need to go through this here and see what frozen vegetables I have. So I know that I have peas. I don't know if I have green beans, so I really need to update my inventory and be very aware of what I have here, because this can kind of get away from me too, and then you don't end up using it. And I need to, you know, like I have a lot of pork chops, so I can do the vegetables on the side. I have some turkey sausage. I could do that with potatoes and then a vegetable, and kind of make a quick sheet pan dinner. And then they have the cherries and the bananas. I saw that spinach was on sale, so maybe I should pick that up, and then just make some really nice smoothies. And then to my odds and ends, the kitchen freezer, I just wrote down that bag of like the Costco chicken bites, and then I just quickly wrote everything down here for the vegetables, and then the green, red, and yellow pepper I just said for that chicken sausage, so I know exactly what it is for. So we're getting there. I know this is a longer video, but I think it really shows you how I take that kind of organized freezer inventory and come up with a meal plan, and it just works for me. And I will tell you, I wouldn't, you know, maybe a week, maybe every couple of days, or maybe every night, just scratching everything out, updating it. It all depends on how you work, because everybody is so different with how they're organized, and you know, your memory keeping and all of that. But I just find like it gets easier and easier, and then as I keep doing it, I'll kind of share with you the process of keeping everything neat and tidy, so you know exactly what you have. And you know, there's days where I want to cook and make a new recipe, and there's nights where I just frozen pizza, yes, let's do it. And you know, the past couple of years have definitely been up and down. You know, we've all been through different things with the pandemic and all of that. And you know, one of the hardest things with my life is my mom. She has dementia. That whole journey has definitely been, it's been hard. It's been really hard. And there's some days where you know, when I get out the book that she has with her recipes in her handwriting, and I make her meals, some nights it's just kind of like what my heart needs, and I want to enjoy all of that and not be like stressed and worried and all of that. I really just want to like enjoy that and just remember all of the years that, you know, taking care of my family, like my mom took care of us and everything. So it's definitely been a journey. And then with our son, he has autism, he has some food sensory issues and all of that, so you know, having those extra hamburger buns in the freezer kind of helps, you know, make things flow really well too. And yeah, I have some frozen pizzas, some frozen french fries. I'm not using them as much as I have in the past. I'm trying to cook more from scratch, but we're human, you know, we need a little bit of everything. So I'm very happy with how it's coming together. And now, you know, I gotta start figuring out how much stuff I need. I know there's a lot of amazing videos out there with people with their stockpiles and grocery shopping. A lot of the ones that I'll kind of watch like have a lot of children, but I don't want like 6 months worth of food. I want like, you know, 3 or 4 cans of this, a couple of cans of that, and I just have like kind of one shelf that I'm trying to keep everything on. So I think it'll be easy to keep that inventory updated. And then my need list, like I know that I need bacon, it's on sale this week, so how many do I pick up? What am I going to use it for? How often is it going to go on sale? So I'm just kind of like getting back into the groove of, you know, the sale rotations. What is a great price? What can I just pick up anytime? What do I get at Costco? What do I get on sale? And what can I just grab at Walmart? So I'm figuring it all out, and it's definitely coming together. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Like I said, comment, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new. I'll try and keep all of the food kind of together. I'm going to be getting back into doing some vlogs and some other videos and all of that. September's been a really good month. Like I feel like I'm getting in my step and my organization and everything again. You know, it was a rough couple of years, but I'm digging back and getting back on track, and it feels really great. And I love this little community we have here on a peek inside, and I will be posting more regularly, you know, little videos here and there, but I think I will try and be consistent with staying on top of my food organization and sharing the process with all of you. So thanks for watching, everybody. And do you know what you're having for dinner tonight? Maybe a freezer inventory would help make that a little bit easier. So we will talk to you soon.